space. Very sunny days, 80,000 lux. And you can see the amount of lux you have outside, and we are just asking for 300 lux in your space. So you're not asking much. Lots of sun out there. Yeah, we have lots and lots of sun out there, even with days with little sun. So we can get this in your space. We are not asking much. Okay. So design considerations. This is how I will put this quickly. So of course, we're dealing here with people all around the world, but these are main things that you can use.
Yeah,
so,
general things, right?
Yeah. Of course, if you live far from the equator, right, you can heat your spaces. You will think about this and adequate your lighting levels. You can get much better things on Climate Consultant actually, right? And you understood this in the previous class. And far from equator, of course, you can use darker colors. You can use glass orientation to search daylight. This has lots of relation with interior design. And near equator, you're going to worry about thermal loads, of course. So you're going to have more different, more difference of temperature. We're going to have lots of heat, so we can use this. And light colors, of course, near the equator, we don't want to absorb light. We want to take light away, right? And the glass orientation, of course, we want to avoid excess. So we have lots of types of light collectors, some more related to interior design and some not. But it's important for you to understand everything of this. So we have this, right? These atriums, and this is important to understand. And when I developed some projects with these atriums, a project here in Brazil called. I will present this project for you so you can understand this. Doc Help is the name of this project. And I developed with, I was in an architecture company. You can see here, this building here. And we had this atrium, inside this building here. We had a beautiful atrium inside of this. And of course, you need to ensure the proportions, right? And each place you are in the plant, you need to assure these proportions, right? You need to look for your codes to understand this. And it's important to understand because maybe you will be wasting area in your project because you are going to use your private space, a space that you can use in some areas of your project. So sometimes the atrium is not the best choice, but it's a great light collector. You can have lots and lots of area and you can do, a building that let me show you.
Three different purposes with this atrium too. Perhaps if it's a commercial building, you can make a plaza downstairs and you are going to bring more natural light and energy efficiency to a whole lot of offices. So this is, again, balance, right?
Yeah.
Purpose versus what's the benefits.
You can use actually an energy simulation, right? We have classes on this in our platform, but we do this. You need to, if you have the solid thing, of course, you're not going to get a good light amount in the middle of this building, and you need to simulate this to see actually if it's the truth or not. But usually you want lots of depth in your room. I will show a picture and tell you more about this. So if you have lots of depth, maybe atrium is a good choice for your design. So you need to take care of these things. It's a very basic architectural thing, but you need to understand, of course, and you need to consider your code. We have some clerestory windows. I love using this in projects. I love doing this in designs. I have this. I have a house. I think I will show you tomorrow. A house that I developed. That we have this clerestory window. It's great to see. Reflection panels is great as well, and this have lots of relation with interior design because if we don't have these panels, we are going to get a lot of light, a high amount of light, and these panels they can distribute better the light inside your space. Of course, you need, I always will say you need to simulate to see if you are getting the right thing.
When Felipe says you need to simulate, we have tools today to gather data for better decisions. So perhaps you are not interested in learning simulation, but find a partner who can do that for you, so you can help improve the quality of your project and also bring better decisions, create better decisions for your project. So once you understand that you have tools, and we have to use the tools that are available to us to create these decisions based on data and science. Again, stressing that it's not just beauty or just random decisions. There are lots of things that can compose a sustainable design, but understanding what is the one that will be more effective to you will create a decision with a correct investment of your budget.
I'm sorry, guys, I missed the slides. Every class I miss a slide. So we have the clerestory windows you can see here, right? As I said, I used in some projects. You can see a project here that I developed somewhere. Let me show here. Yeah, this project we have a clerestory window here, and it goes on the building. So just to show here some things that we did before. And then we have the clerestory windows, we have these panels, these reflection panels. Thank you guys for telling me the slides. I'm sorry for this.
Grandparents piloting a...
I think it's going to be more in the future, actually, as I'm getting older. So reflection panels, we have the sheds. This is a Brazilian project from an architect called João Figueiras Lima. The lab is the name of this person.
He uses passive architecture in a beautiful way.
So he ensured a great lighting level inside the space, and actually he got a cool ventilation also. So increase the ventilation amount inside the space. Is a gymnasium, right? And you have lots of type of projects that uses
hospitals too. Yeah, biophilic design, marvelous.
Skylights, right? I don't like much skylights, but it's something that you can use to increase the lighting amount. Actually, when I see skylights, I think of the person. Maybe this person had developed the best project in my opinion, because maybe it seems like a random thing that people put in there. Let's put a skylight here because we haven't got a good result in this project. It seems like a random.
Well, some places that are good. I like skylights. When actually in Europe, some places where they have skylights, direct skylights to increase the amount of light and heat that they come into places, or perhaps in a factory where you have a large amount of spaces that it's kind of hard to get lighting indoors.
Exactly, guys. So we have this light tunnels as well. You can use this. Of course, you can use windows, right? Have you heard of windows before? Yeah, I think everyone saw.
Window.
Yeah, so we have side openings, of course, with light shelves, as we showed that beautiful school, as we said before. You saw before. We have some light shelves. You can use, of course, different amounts of this depending on the design you want.
Designs, yes.
We have some fiber optics. You can use fiber optics so you can collect sun and use this, right? This like things here, right? With this. In some places, this is a way to go as well. Then you have horizontal panels. This is one of the things that I love using. I think most of you guys love using this too. Here in my city, some people put this on in the south, right? Maybe I could show some pictures. And I don't know why, because we need horizontal panels in the north side here in Brazil, because we are in the south hemisphere.
That's the importance of understanding purpose and understanding your climate and understanding your zoning. Just don't copy and paste.
Yeah. Guys, so you understood about lighting levels and some strategies. And talk to us here, right? How we can improve lighting, right, inside our internal spaces, right? Changing this space, because I showed you some strategies that you can use in your project, sometimes related to interior design, sometimes not. But you can change your space as well. So maybe you can talk to us here, and we will see your opinions here, okay? Vertical sun shading on the east-west part. Yes, you can use this. Great vertical fence, the skylight. Yes.
People were bothered about UV.
What?
Some people were bothered that you were talking about the skylights. Well, it's in the right settings. I think what happens is sometimes, just like the horizontal panels, they're not used in the right place, and then people try to justify. I guess that's what's the bad taste in his mouth about skylights.
Yeah, sometimes people tend to justify, no?
Yes, that's one thing. It is really nice for you to justify things in your project when you actually have a purpose and data to back up, but don't try to fit things just so you can mush as much as you can and then try to force a purpose into something that is not really going to be useful. This happens too. People just try to create excuses, that are not really justifiable in a correct way.
All right, Debbie, paint colors inside the space. She got this. She understood what we are going to show. Light surface color is a great way to distribute light better in a space, but you need to ensure that you have a higher or level amount, right? We can use bright colors. We can search for this SRI, right? The solar reflectance index, right, in your spaces. So SRI means color plus reflectivity, right? So usually light colors with not usually, always actually, light colors with high reflectivity, you're going to have a high SRI, right? So high reflectivity,
yeah.
High SRI, and you can have this high SRI to make this heat go away, right? Very important. You can use some automation as well, right? We can have some, maybe you are near the window, you don't used to have the light turned on, but in the middle of this building you can have 50%, and then when you are, in the farthest part of the place, you can use 100. So you don't need 100 in all places. It's not intelligent, so you can use these dimers to make it better. Dimmers. I thought I would say dimers because I think Sam is going to correct me, so I did the wrong choice. All right, guys, so you understood this. 0, 50, 100%, you can use this, and this dimmers, we can go the right way. Proportions, we can use the depth, we can use the ceiling height, we can use the windows height, we can use the shape of windows and some shades as well, right? We can change the orientations, we can use some shading, some reflectances, some external conditions when you are developing your project. Dimmers are sensors, right? Our person is asking here, are sensors. So
yeah, so you can adjust the amount of light. The same fixture will adjust the amount of light that is being distributed at that time. Sometimes even with the passing of the day, this type of dimmers, they will work where it recognizes the natural light coming in or the lack of natural light as it's getting darker, then it will increase the amount of light indoors. These are all equipments and things that will bring technology to your building. So it's not available to every project. Sometimes it creates a different expense. So you have to understand, again, purpose and your project budget. Not everything, it's a one-size-fits-all.
Exactly. So this is very important, guys. Orientation, very basic. You need to use this. Of course, consider your shadings on buildings, right? You need to consider this. We can consider as well the reflectivity. Sometimes you can get high reflectivity inside your space, and you need to consider this, of course.
This is something that sometimes with the orientation, you are not the one dealing the cards, but you are the one that is dealing with this indoors. So you have to understand this indoors.
I'm going quicker here because this is more basic, right? You can use high quality materials in your window design. It's going to increase energy performance in lots of things, right? We can increase the insulation of your building as well. So lots of good things having a good window design. We can talk more about it later. Durability, good insulation, light color, right, of the glass panels and the framings as well, right? Deep window frame you can use to avoid the excess of sun. And of course, you can adjust your window to wall ratio, right? And it's very important that we talk about this, right? I developed energy modeling and I showed you guys this, right? Projection concept, right, of shading devices is very basic as well, so you can take a picture if you want to. To avoid glare, you can use all these things, right? And of course, the education of occupants. TC wrote an article, very beautiful article. We need to post in your bring articles about this. Very cool. This is a space that I wanted to show, and this is the main thing, guys. This is the main thing that I wanted to show. This is very important. This metrics for simulations, okay? So you understood we need an amount of light, right? And how we will ensure this? We have some standards, and the best standard is IAS-LM 8312 because this is a high standard that I will show here. The standard actually IAS 8312, right? We have this. They have and that, yeah. So this is the standard.
They were ready that you were going to talk about it.
$25. You can purchase this, or you can listen to us right now. Right? If you listen to us right now and pay attention, you are going to get this, right? Because I make the summary of this, so you don't need to buy it. Or if you want to, of course, it's cool to have the standards and use this because you're going to read about this and make it much better. But I have a cool summary for you to understand because it's a very cool standard. We have this prerequisite, right? And you need to understand these things. And of course, we can amplify the discussion towards natural light, of course. So this is we need to understand, of course, we are stressing this, we need to understand the indoor environment, the outdoor to make better interior design. I think this can make a big shift in your interior design. Actually, this can make a huge difference because people are thinking about interior design and beautiful things. This is not wrong, but you can do much better. You can put this in another level and you can present outstanding presentations using the strategies that we are showing you in these presentations. So this is a way. So we have these basic requirements, right? So we are going to analyze light in regularly occupied spaces. So what is a regularly occupied space? It's a space that we are going to waste, more than 1 or 2 hours in our daily time. So it's important to use this on regularly occupied space to measure this. And of course, we can install automatic or manual glare control systems like curtains or things like this. And we, as I was telling, right, we have the lead certification. They suggest three ways to do this. One is to make up your project and then you can measure this and see if you got this, right? I think it's not going to work. So let's proceed. The simulation, we can use some luminance calculations. This is the old way to make a simulation. It worked well as well, but the best way is to make the simulation using specialty light autonomy and animal somatic exposure. And you are going to understand these two things right now. Specialty light autonomy and animal somatic exposure. Please write it down because this is very important, these two things, okay? So if you want to take a picture with your cell phone or things like this, you can. And Of course, I can see if you want to take pictures. It doesn't matter, right? I suggest you do this. But lighting, this works like this. Especially light autonomy. Think about this. It's about light distribution. Okay, so think that we have 300 lux. We need to have 300 lux in 50% of the, at least, right? 50% of the hours between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. Yes, it seems complicated, not lots of numbers, but things like this. You need to have at least 300 lux. This is one thing. For 50% of the daily hours. So you don't need to have this 300 lux in all hours. In 50%, we're going to see 50% between 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. And we need to have more area as possible with this cool light distribution. But Leeds is going to count that point if you have at least 55%. Okay, so more area with this 300 lux, the better. This is the general rule. But then they are going to ask for 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. 50% of the hours and at least 55% of the floor area. Okay, so more lighting the better. 300 lux. This is the rule. And the annual sunlight exposure is actually about the glare. So we are going to see here. We are going to think we don't want more than 1,000 lux for more than 250 hours, right, on the year. So we are going to analyze the simulation the whole year, and we don't want more than 100 lux in 250 hours. Because if you have this, you're going to have lots of glare, right? You have lots of glare in the space, and you're not going to, you're going to work like this. Let me see, show my funny face for guys for people laughing at me. So you're going to think to work like this, and you are not going to have a good performance, and you're going to suffer from the heat on thermal comfort as well. This is going to be a problem. So we need to have good light distribution and not much glare, right? And this is important. This is a Star Wars thing, right? The dark force and the light. So we need to balance this. And the movies didn't come very fine, but you can define on this, and this is the way to go. You didn't laugh at me because I think you usually cry when you see the movies. All right, so you have, of course, we have some ways to do the simulations. We need to have this grid, right? We need to analyze that grid when we are doing simulations. So we need to put this grid at 60 centimeters. At actually, it's going to be the maximum, right? We want the more precise as possible, but 60 centimeters is fine to make a good analysis. We are going to analyze the area occupied spaces, 76 centimeters on the work plane. We are analyzing the work plane because if you were a dog, you could analyze the floor, but we are going to analyze the work plane because we are going to work in a place like this. So this is the height we are going to analyze the simulations, okay? This is very important. And we have, of course, this standard that you can get, right? This IAS, STA. And then we are going to proceed to a nerdy practice. Yay! Nerdy practice.
Weren't we nerdy when we talked about Star Wars already?
Yeah.
People were saying, may the force be with you.
So we are going to suggest this beautiful software called Lightstanza. They don't support us. They are not a sponsor. We just think their software is awesome. They are a company from Colorado, and you can watch it later. Don't go there now, please. So
let's not crash another website.
So we are going to have some. I want to read this for you. I will just go to the model, and we will analyze this, in the model, so you can see the concept in practice. So let's go on there. All right, we have this model here. It's a standard model that Lightstanza had in their website. You can import a SketchUp model, you can import a Revit model, you can import an ArchiCAD model, you can import in everything you want to, right? You just can import if you do this on paper, okay? So
you can scan it.
Yeah, so we have this, right? We have this beautiful, well, not so beautiful, but this place here, and we have this work plane, 76 centimeters, as I've said. We have this grid here. You can see the grid, right? And you have you need to log in. You will have 50-day trial, and this is a paid software. It's important to say this. So we have this grid here, beautiful grid, and things like this. And then what I'm going to do, I will calculate this, and why I'm going to calculate this to see if we can improve our project, right? Well, just let me show you this. We have this window here, right, without any shading devices, and we have this thing here, but it's closed, right? It's closed because we don't want you to see this light yet, right? So I'm going to calculate this. I will click on calculate. I will put annual grid illuminance, SDA, right? SDA, specialty light autonomy, the first thing that I told you. So start is going to analyze, and as I am a very anxious guy, I would analyze ASA as well, right, at the same time. Then what I'm going to do, as I'm a very anxious guy, I will do a change, right? I have some layers here, and I will turn this interior light shelf here, right? I've just turned on this interior light shelf. It's simulating with the previous things that I did, right? So I put an interior light shelf there, this yellow thing here. Then I will turn on the exterior vertical shade as well. Vertical shade here, this vertical shade here, and this exterior horizontal shade, right? Not beautiful in my opinion, but cool, right? And we have this. And then I will keep this closed here inside the building, okay? I will keep this closed. And then I will calculate SDA. So we SDA first. And then I'm going to analyze ASA, okay? Start. And then I'm going to right now, I will do another simulation removing this monitor blocker, right? This light, this lab here that we had before, right? So I will do another calculation with this and see how it goes. SDA and ASA.
I think you unclicked ASA on that last one.
Yeah. No, I think it's fine.
Oh, okay.
I'm very fast with this software.
He's calculating so many things.
Yeah.
Let's all pray for the gods of the live events that we're not going to
This is a very simple software, actually. All right, so SDA, let's see what we got. SDA, light distribution. As I've said, we want 300 lux for at least 55% of the areas, right? At least 50% of the hours of the day. So we have this light distribution for 93%. Yay, cool. 90%, 94, 90, 92, 89. Very cool. And then we have this, right? 48, 51. Remember, 50%. So here we haven't got the result we wanted. Remember, we did this calculation considering, right, this type of building without shading devices outside with the monitor blocker. This is the first simulation we did. Then, so we got a very cool result on SDA. But let's see ASA, right? Lots of glare, guys. You can see here. This is crazy, right? We have lots of these red areas, and you can predict this is bad, right? You can see here.
I have that gut feeling.
Yeah, we don't want more than 250, remember? And then we have 234. It's cool, but then we have 255, and this is bad. And why it's happening? Yeah, you can see here, right? We have this. You can make an assumption, right? You can see the windows here, and we have this wall. and of course we are going to get the results here, and then we have lots of glare. So that's why shading devices are important. Then we can go on, and then we can go to the second option. Remember that I've turned on lots of things. I've turned on, let me show you. The second option, I've turned on the shading devices here, but I haven't turned on the monitor blocker. It's turned off, right? It's still closed. Then I have my SDA analysis, and you can see I got a worse analysis because this shading devices, we blocked lots of good things, right? So we got a worse results here. And of course, we are going to need more artificial light to cover this space. Are you with me, guys? This is not hard, this is very easy to understand. If you understand once, it's like ride a bicycle, ride a bike. It's very easy. So first option, SDA, very cool distribution, but lots of glare. So I want to remove this glare, right? You can see, I want to remove this glare. I got the distribution, but I want to remove the glare. Then I will click on, I did the second option, I did this. I got a worse light distribution, but I hadn't got glare. You can see this, right? I don't have reds anymore. I got less glare, but this is, as I said, it's Star Wars. It's light versus dark all the time. And then you need to make different things in your project. Then we have the third option. Remember the third option? When I did this shading device, I put the shading device to avoid the glare, and then I put this monitor blocker here and to collect sun in the middle of my project. And look, the result, how beautiful it is. We got an outstanding light distribution, all spaces with a good light distribution, right? 86%, 85% in this, this crucial parts here. And then we have the SAA. And we don't have reds, man. We don't have, right? We got this, right? 136. So we got this, we reduced the glare in the space. So this is great, this is the way to go.
Some people are asking what's the difference between ASE and SDA. So we have spatial daylight autonomy and we have the annual sunlight exposure.
Yeah, so think about this works. Spatial daylight autonomy. You have autonomy on daylight in your space, right? Distribution. And then ASA, annual sunlight exposure. So exposure of the sunlight in the whole year.
Here's where you balance your glare and how much you're getting there. Quality light, because the amount of light is important, but glare, it becomes troublesome. So you don't want to exaggerate in the amount of light, because then it will also create noise, right? And disturb your concentration, focus, work, whatever it is.
Yeah, you can see here, guys, ASA, right? You can see the model that I did, right? I put the monitor blocker and I removed all the shading devices, so that's why I got lots of glare. I got good light distribution and lots of glare. This is usually what most people do. But I could remove the monitor blocker and maybe, the monitor blocker. I will just click on the worst result that I had. I will turn off the monitor blocker, and then I will try to get a worse result right now. Let's see what I got. So annual grid luminance, ASA, start, and let's see. And now I turn this off and see what I got. And guys, I can actually do other things. While I start here, I can go inside my model, and I can maybe get these materials, and I can put these materials, this here, this wall has a lighter color, right? We can edit material here. We can put up the reference. We can put maybe white and see how it goes. This is going to change your model as well. So I will say this. Now we have this, and then I can simulate and get maybe a better result. I don't need maybe all this. I don't need this monitor blocker maybe, right? Let's see. Oh, I did the calculation with the. Oh, sorry, guys. Oh, it's not important, but you understood the concept, right? We can change the color inside the building. We can change the shadings. We can suggest shadings. You can import your model here. You can do this and put monitor blockers, and you're going to get outstanding results in your light. Okay, so you can get this better result that is very good distribution and not glare. Okay, guys, got this. Everyone is alive. All right. I'm trying to put my energy here, and then we have lots of software to do this. Okay, I'll just suggest some. Sapphire, Spotlight, Stanza, IS, and then we have Energy Plus that is free, but it's harder to make the results appear. You'll have a good free lighting, natural light software.
Some people mention Ecotech. It really depends on what are the results you're looking for, and also how much you are confident with the tools that you have in hand too.
Yeah, we have the collective share. I will just add something here, right? The third thing here, I think you're going to love this. We are going to add to this collective share. If you want to make a simulation and show people on our Facebook community, it's going to be a bonus. Show results on lighting simulation, on natural light simulation. Natural light simulation, optional. I'm going to put this, right, optional. So you can do this optionally. Let me present my screen again for you. Just 1 minute. Yes.
Or perhaps water-saving techniques that you have in your location. Wouldn't that be cool to understand different places of the world? Couple of?
I don't know, man. Lots of things people lessons. Water savings. What do you think we could do? I think this is we can show. We can show the results.
What is at your reach? Don't do. We have some simulations. If you don't have the tools to simulate, then perhaps you can share a few water pressing information. What would you use to reduce the amount of water? Since we're talking about resources, we're talking about energy and water, right?
Okay.
A couple things.
I think you can share, right, what you most love about the second class.
We don't need to make a whole report. Just a couple techniques, people.
Share what you because it's important for us to know what you most love about the class. Share what how will help you to achieve stable design. And I'm putting this natural light simulation as optional because the third lesson is going to be harder. So I want to to spare you, so you don't do lots and lots of homework, because I know you're asking for lots of your time here.
Yes.
And you can show results on natural light simulation, or you can show results on water, maybe some plants of your region. Share what you most love about this class, and the people on the Facebook community can see, right, and they can get better results with this. So share your results, and of course we have the final Green Hero Rise, and we want to know your transformation. You are the Green Heroes here, and I want to know if you are going toward this path, if you are excited for this, if you are happy to make this change happen in your practice. This is very important for us to know. So please tell in the chat what you think. This is going to be awesome. Right? Let's see. Green Hero Rise, what you got on this. And we, of course, share your learnings. And we have this myths, right, that prevents people from making sustainable architecture. This is a very quick final lesson because people usually think this is a very small niche, and this is not cool because a niche is spelled wrongly here. Niche, I think it's like a person name, niche.
Niche.
Yeah. So we work with lots of big companies here in Brazil. Now we work with companies abroad as well. So it's not a small niche. I can promise you this because we have lots of opportunities all around the globe.
And more and more are coming into place. As you can see, there are places where you have the opportunities of creating this market with alternative water use, with alternative energy sources. You have seen this market grow. You have seen these different niches grow. There's different places where you can specialize yourself and create this product that you are offering towards sustainability. So absolutely, it's not a small niche.
Yeah, and we have lots of things to cover on this because actually the green market is growing jobs at, I think, 3% or something more jobs than regular jobs right now. So it's outstanding to see the amount of jobs that are growing in the subject. And then cost and time. People think, oh, it's going to cost more. It's going to cost more. You're going to use more time to make this happen. Yeah, time. You're going to use more time to make the time. We can't lie about that. But I think when you do the right thing, it pays in the end.
You need to do the right calculation to understand what is cost. Because sometimes you are spending more time in planning, but you are reducing costs during operation, construction, and even during the time that you are maintaining this place. So you are creating benefits that are also creating costs. And this project cost, it's a one-time thing, or perhaps when you're modeled, then it will be again. But it's a one-time cost versus something that you are reducing costs yearly on a daily basis. So these things that you need to understand how to make this calculation. What kind of numbers are you looking? If you think that it's a high cost and a whole lot of time to do sustainability, then you're probably not analyzing sustainability correctly. A lot of things can be resolved passively. A project that is dealing with bad design decisions, and then just filling the gap with systems to make it sustainable, that's expensive. That's very expensive. So wrong decisions are expensive.
Yeah, you need to think the right decision pays in the end. It happens in sustainable design, it happens in life, it happens everywhere. We're going to talk more about this later. And cost, of course, usually it's about choices. It's not about cost. Most times it's about choices. And this is the way. So important to say this. Of course, I'm already doing it. And maybe we are people that think that they are already doing sustainable design. Maybe I think we are getting lots of good insights to make it even better. And it's important to understand that you don't have everything. And sometimes you have some knowledge, but you don't have the support. You don't have the right people, to make this inside of you happening. So it's like it's cool to be with people like place like this when we have lots of people, thinking about the positive. We have positive people here. You can see, right? Lots and lots of positive people. And it doesn't bring value. We told you, I don't want to stress this because it's a lie, right? It doesn't bring value. We choose market trends. We're going to show more. So I don't want to stress this because it brings value. It's outstanding on rents, on occupancy rates, on sales rates, on performance, on, in hospitals, better performance in work, right? A better recovery. We just showed you this. It's too hard. It's hard when you need to get all the strategies because we are showing you here. We collect. This is in our practice, right? Lots of things that we collected in our practice. And you are getting this for free in this event. Lots of things. Maybe you are thinking, I'm getting some content here. No, it's our practice. It's our daily practice that we're sharing here with you. It's the better ones, actually. You're getting the better ones in some lessons here. So it's going to be much easier if you keep watching these classes. And again, don't feel overwhelmed. Create a plan, a solid plan. Where can I attack first? Where can I start first? And enhance your knowledge every day. It's constant. Sustainability and technology and data, they are constantly evolving. If you think that we are sitting here in a place where we're talking to you and we already got this under our belt, we study this every day because we know that data is coming in every year with different things, like our water use is increasing yearly. We understand that different stresses with climate change will change our numbers. So what are we doing yesterday and doing today and doing tomorrow? This is the plan, is to have a constant plan to don't let this fall and we keep going. Yeah, this is it, guys. So please share on Instagram the results you got in the second day, and we are going to keep the replay for more time. Actually, yesterday I kept the replay for more time, but we haven't got the 500 shares. Actually, we got 400 or something. So I put the share there because I like to keep my word, but I didn't need it because we haven't got many shares. But I don't know. It's up to you. We are sharing our thing here for hours preparing this event, and you can share if you want to. And 3 fellows are going to get Sustainable Materials 101. We are going to review this in the 4th day. All the winners. Every day is going to have 3 winners. There's a lot of winners. You have real chances to win things here. Very important. Okay. And then you can send your audio. You are still on the run, right? On the Bring Radio. 3 audios you can share here, right? We have this share, and this is the way to go. You can just share this and then go here and send your audio, tell what you most learned on this class, and now you're going to have the secret link, right? Everybody's like, where's the link? Where's the link? I'm just waiting here. Remember that I said sun is the second link. You bring that front of yours /sun. So very simple. Yeah, here comes the sun, and let's see. I had one song to sing today, but I forgot. Sometimes we forgot things. I recall it.